a virtual tour of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. You can't get to know New York without a visit to America's premier museum. The Metropolitan is one of the most famous art museums in the world. It rightfully takes its rightful place among the museums of Paris, London, and St. Petersburg. Everything about this museum is remarkable. The building is located in Central Park and overlooks one of the most famous and wealthy streets in the world, Fifth Avenue. In addition, there are 10 New York museums on a stretch of a Don Mile, and this part is rightly called the Museum Mile. And the museums themselves are surrounded by luxurious private mansions, built here in the early 20th century, which is why this part of Fifth Avenue is sometimes called Millionaire's Mile. And not in vain, it is considered one of the most pleasant streets in Manhattan. But back to history. In the mid-19th century, industrial boom makes America one of the richest countries in the world. American businessmen began to invest in art, and their collections are enriched with masterpieces of the best European masters. America has everything: money, industry, universities, but still the level of culture of America is far from European. In 1870, a group of American businessmen and art admirers decided to establish a museum which would carry out educational and upbringing function to educate American population. So, the museum was born, the exposition of which consisted of 3 private collections. The city did not stand aside and allocated a plot of land in Central Park. The best architects erected a majestic building in the style of classicism, and in 1880, the museum opened its doors to all comers. Today, the Met is a National Historic Landmark in the United States. The entire collection of the Metropolitan Museum of Art is divided into 19 independent sections, each with its own staff of curators, restorers, and historical scholars. Throughout the years of the museum's existence, it has been supported by donations, which are used to enrich its holdings. Today, the collection of the museum has more than 2 million items. Our virtual tour will help you see a real Egyptian temple and the gold of the pharaohs, the unique artifacts of the civilization of the Sumerians and the walls of ancient Babylon, Greek statues and Roman chariots, the bust of the first Christian emperor Constantine, and the bronzes of the Etruscans, vast collections of African art and Asian art. You will see Inca gold and get acquainted with Oceania and American art. And of course, all European art eras will appear before you in all the beauty of amazing masterpieces, weapons and furniture, musical instruments and costumes. To understand the scale of the collection, I will tell you that 5 Vermeer canvases out of the 36 existing in the world you will see in the museum. Of course, Rembrandt, Rubens, Constable, Goya, El Greco, Van Dyck, and Hals. You will admire the Impressionist collection. You will be greeted by Van Gogh and Modigliani, Picasso and Monet's lilies, Degas' ballerinas, and Toulouse-Lautrec's minxes. A virtual tour will introduce you to Rodin's sensual sculptures and Dali's surrealist works. And even if you don't understand contemporary art, you won't be indifferent to the works of Jackson Pollock and Andy Warhol. I invite you to take a virtual tour of the Metropolitan Museum, the world of the beautiful. The Metropolitan is ideal for exploring the history of art. By experiencing the beautiful, we become a better person.